to Seoul. Chat, have any of you all been out of the country? If the devs from Motion Twin or NeoWiz ask you to visit France or Korea, you'll be like, oh yeah, I do that every year. I'll just visit during the summer when we do our normal Seoul visit. Let's start off. What do I want to play? It's a lot I don't like, to be honest. It's kind of funny. I wouldn't mind a Power Skull. You're magic, I think. I guess I can check. You are physical. Like physical power? Maybe this? All right, we're in 2 BC. Not like super great in this game, but the only way to get into 5 BC and then eventually 9 BC is to keep playing. If you have not seen Skul the Hero Slayer, I smurf a little bit in this game, just to say that. Rep. As I completely whiff. Oh, I wish there was fall damage in this game. That was very lucky. Dark Priest. Give me 110 and I'll change your skill. Oh wow, I didn't even recognize her. Underneath the junk. I want to say this is the best I can have. Oh, I don't even have the money to reroll anyway. Unless I did that. Ow? But yeah, I like to think that I'm decent at this game. And I've said before, I would love to be decent at every single roguelike I play. I don't know when you get to that point. I feel like we're basically there. But like, imagine a fighting game player. Imagine a Sonic Fox or a Justin Wong being able to play every single new release fighting game at like competitive levels. That's what I would love to do. Except as a roguelite. And I'm sure it's possible. Like, most of these games do play the same-ish. Wow, really early, jelly. That's kind of bad. Oops. Like, early jelly is almost so bad you would consider resetting the run, I feel. Because now you got kind of screwed. This is basically the best NPC in the game. And only duplicated the sword. Love you some Skul. Alan, have you tried this new patch? The Dark Mirror? Ooh. If you haven't, it's a 10 out of 10. Pretty sure you can ignore NPCs and have them spawn later? So they get recaptured because they're inside of a cage. That's not good. What was that thing doing? I hate alchemists too. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna regret it. You're magic? Oops, I did not know that. Well, we can go for something simple like duel or heritage. Maybe even just antique revenge. Keep it simple. It's been a while, but I'll update when I have the chance. I've been obsessed with the Yijian. I've been watching people play it. I'm scared to play it. Because I don't know if it's like, not to say fully fleshed out, because obviously people like it. But sometimes I worry about balance in games like those. Lady, please, go over there. The low-level version of this skull only summons creatures that are stationary. Like, it's gonna be a long time before they can do anything. Alan, do you play any other competitive games besides Yijian? I'm not like laughing because it's not good game. Crap, I missed a health pot. I really, really don't like playing this skull. I'm curious if I can pull it off. Marvel Snap League of Legends. Mainly play rogues. Yeah, I feel like going from League of Legends to roguelikes is very understandable. I'm right there with you. Oh my god, I can't tell who's who. There's just 50 creatures on the screen. I've enjoyed this series so far. It seems like you need to play all the builds to understand how to best counter. Yeah, so from what I've been watching from our other good buddy Esty, there seems to be builds out there that I don't know how you would counter it. But you might be right where, okay, you won't know that there's a counter as an outside party. That's like saying in League of Legends, oh, Darius looks broken. I don't actually play League though, but he looks impossible to beat. So I'm sure like if you're in the driver's seat, then it's completely different. Crap, I already spent bones. I actually like Minotaur. A little bit of anti-synergy here. So we shall do... Give me one of these. Guess I should have read the rest. Went from Dark Souls to Rogues. After Dark Souls, most of the games just didn't do it for you. Then you discovered roguelites because of the feeling of accomplishment. Yeah, you definitely end up in situations where it's like you're just going through the treadmill. I'm not saying that all AAA titles are gonna feel that way, but there's definitely some instances where I'm seeing it with the game and I'm thinking like, I don't know if I want to do all of this again. Like, Horizon Forbidden West is probably the best example. It's probably an incredible game. But it's like, do I really want to do this kind of game again? Maybe not. We've done it a million times. It's probably like really bad to say that, but that's at least how I think of it. This freaking useless skull. At least with the Minotaur, I feel like I'm doing something. That looked good. Whoa, Toho? Oh, Buster left, so I can change the camera back. Like, Minotaur is so much better than this. Freedom! It's hard for me to tell where... Okay, so there's the line, and then we bring it back. Yeah, I've been doing pretty well game-wise. I just end up in situations where the game that I want to play, I end up not playing it because I feel like I should play it on stream, and I just never will. So a good example is Sonic Frontiers. So I actually supremely enjoy Sonic Frontiers. And I could be playing it offline right now, but because I started it while streaming, it makes me not want to play it offline. That hurts. Oh, big damage. What in the world? Like, look at all these. I can't proc any of them. Like, I'm pretty sure Minotaur did all the damage in this fight. Alright, give me the hookup. A bunch of stuff. Swapping increases magic attack for 12 seconds, draws out inner flames that deal magic damage. Draws out inner flames. What in the world does that mean? I kind of like Abyssal Virus. Sure. Even though clearly the Minotaur is doing all the work, we're gonna play as if it's gonna turn into magic. Upon recovering HP beyond max HP, excess HP will be converted into a shield. HP recovery is decreased. How long does the shield last? That seems very good. Become invincible. Being hit cancels invincibility for 5 seconds and your vision will narrow down. People said that this thing is bugged. I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but we'll see. I have the issue of I don't think this game will make a good video, so I don't make videos for 2 months while you're just playing it. That's where I'm at, low-key, with Path of Exile. Like, I have this idea in my mind about what I could do with it, video-wise. So I've been playing and not recording, hoping that's gonna work out. Which could be a scam. Boom! I've gotten a little too many bones, I think. I need items. Yo, made Sama the Brawler. What in the world? I'm sure this excess healing is working. Bible Black? Is that the name of it? We made this joke already and I don't remember. -1 for reused joke. Ooh, first curse? When alternating, the omen energy hangs over all the surrounding area, dealing damage. The energy of bad omens is considered an alternating skill. So what this is whenever I swap, I do damage around me. Which is like supremely interesting to think about, but if I'm taking double damage, my other curse is not gonna be very good. But you know, these are all magic. I wonder if that is somehow on purpose. Okay. First thing I hear when I join the stream is Bible Black sausage. I'm trying to think of the thing that I see in the stores. The anime guy with like the blue eyes. No, that's Black Butler. Right? Which one am I talking about when it comes to the new character in this game? Which one's the real sus? So I know to not say it again. All right, what are we looking for? More revenge, more antique. Concentration speed, we don't need that. I might have to just see what this is. Nice. Nice grows several ice flowers that deal magic damage, they explode. Sure. Question is, why do you all know what that is? Forget about me. All right, here we go. Easy game incoming. Boom! What's the new Skul? We're playing on 2 BC. They added boss cells in Skul the Hero Slayer. And I chuckle, but it is actually true. I believe the current is 10 that you can get to. But what's really cool is that it's not simply the numbers are tuned. They added like brand new enemies, elite enemies, etc., etc. It's very, very good stuff. So like even this is an elite, new tech. And like killing the elite gets you currency that you spend for a relic, basically. See, that's Black Butler. There's Maid Sama. And the Dragon Maids from my Yu-Gi-Oh fans. And then there's something else. Yo, Player Hoff, congrats on your Balance Blade. That's clean. Yeah, why am I freaking playing something besides Minotaur? I'm actually trolling. Like, Minotaur does everything the Summoner Ghoul does, except better. By simply doing damage. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. This is also a new monster, by the way. There we go. Does anyone here have an idea when the DLC should drop for Dead Cells? So they said Q1. We're already in the first month of Q1, so there's 2 more to go. Ooh, oh my god. That was scary. Sick freeze? Oh my god, he leaped freaking 9 miles for that. What a useless skull. This thing's doing nothing. Like, my skull didn't even try to stop that. I have a relic that reduces my healing by half. Because I thought it was going to be full HP for a long time, but I guess I was trolling. I wish they added more skulls this update. They last added skulls, Davy Jones and Wizard. I like Davy Jones. Wizard is okay. Wow. 4 fireballs spin around the player, dealing magic damage. When using the skill, each fireball explodes, dealing damage. This is big. Chosen Mage? That's her. Ooh. Wait, I really like that. Yo, if I could get Dark Paladino or something, this would actually be a really good game. I've never seen, well, this is brand new. This is a new relic that they added. I need more stuff. Yeah, $10 DLC. Oh, this is terrible positioning. But the idea is, they've already said that this is gonna be the biggest scale DLC that they've done. So with that, it's, you know, hopefully worth the price. Can't take an Omen because that's double damage. Doing a basic attack within 1 second of dodging. Then move to the nearest enemy and ambush them. What? Gotta sell. Maid-sama? I have a long way to go to get my HP back. All right, mutant swapping does stuff. More artifact. Now we get meteors. Should be okay. Now, you hate the enemy that throws the dinner plates at you, you always get hit at least once. And they buffed it in this mode. They gave her a little shopping cart. Or not a shopping cart, it's like a push cart. That has a bunch more dishes on it. Just in case, just in case. Not going fairy tale. Further increase by 55% when you're near 2 or fewer enemies. Kinda don't like the Priestess Veil. So this execute marks enemies and does crits. Oh, we gotta get rid of so many things. So ideally we want artifact 6, I guess. Which means we're saving. I can just grab this for the potential execute. If you haven't seen this game before, there's a lot of decision making, which is really fun. At some point, someone decided that the best part about roguelikes is coming up with builds that work. Like the whole drafting out a build and then trying to turn it into something that is giga busted, that's fun. Power Skull? It's useless. Yeah, and I don't know what game it was. Any new roguelikes I can recommend? We just did a 22 roguelikes for 2022. Kind of depends on what you're looking for, I feel. Because I'm a big fan of Warm Snow, but that's a game where it's busted build hunter. It's also like Hades, it's isometric. Maybe you don't want an isometric, you want a 2D platformer style. Have a Nice Death is in 1.0 next month. No, March, so 2 months out. Yeah, 30XX, very good if you want a 2D platformer. Dead Cells, Hades, and Slay are my kind of roguelites. Yeah, so I think if you like Hades, you might like Have a Nice Death. No, if you like Dead Cells, you'll like Have a Nice Death. If you like Hades, you might like Warm Snow. If you like Slay the Spire... Have you played Monster Train, David? Part of me actually likes Monster Train more than Slay the Spire, but maybe I'm saying that as an Ascension 6 player. So it's like, don't even listen to me. Into the Gungeon, personally. Oh, if you like Into the Gungeon, you might like Dead Estate, Mac. Oh my god, they're so much faster. Alright, just get out the posse. Feel like they're doing nothing. Dang, I rolled the wrong way. There we go. Sorta worked out. You just go AFK. I just know my choice of curse is doing nothing for me. You like One Step from Eden? Big same, Squirrel. Squirrel, did I tell you that the One Step from Eden dev, Thomas Moon King, he's making a fighting game called Duelists of Eden? It's literally One Step from Eden as a fighting game. There's really nothing else you need to know besides that. With rollback PvP, apparently. Get some max HP. Saw some Twitter clips. Yeah, me and Retro played a little bit as an alpha. And it does play extremely well. Damage decreased, damage increased while in battle. If you receive damage or fail to deal damage, it will not be counted as battle. Damage dealt to enemies by an essence is up, and then everything else is down. I should honestly take achievement so that I can scale up this shield. Oh, I have a bunch more I can spend. Hard Shell. And then Kingslayer. That should be enough for a while. And that sucks. I hate that start is the back button. It's a chance I just go Poseidon here. Like, screw the other one. The other skull. We'll just play it to put junk on the map. See, that's a new enemy right there. Oh my god, it explodes too? I'll say, chat, if you think I know where I am, you'll be sorely mistaken. Going completely off a hunch, I'd predict Castlevania DLC will drop mid or early next month. I would not mind next month. That sounds okay with me. That's 5 artifact. We are not running balance. But that's still better than this thing. Uh-oh. I didn't even try to stop this summon. Freedom! This is gold up. Do I have space for this? Dang, we're running 2 artifact. I mean 2 fortress. Alright. Would have been nice. Of course, physical. I love physical. 6 artifact. Like, it's not great, but I don't think you skip 6 artifact. Okay. All right, so now we can start thinking about replacing the bad artifacts with good ones. Magic attack for frozen enemies. One more. Okay. Monster Train reminds me of those fake ads when a character gets knocked down in a tower and has to level up again. The only ones I get now are, it's like a puzzle where, let's say someone is over some lava and you have one button press to move them. Those have got to be scams, right? Raise your hand in the chat if you bought one of those games. It might be a sick game, and I just don't know. Rare he doesn't know moment. Of course you do damage. Like, look at these fields I have set up. No one can walk in this zone. This is my domain. It's the domain expansion build. Rob, do we have a date for both One Punch Man and Jujutsu Kaisen new seasons? Are we still in new season waiting room? V, of course we don't have dates. What do you think this is? We're freaking in anime poverty right now. I didn't catch the end of Loopmancer. Did you keep enjoying it? So, that's another game. We had this conversation earlier in the stream about V not being able to play stuff because he thinks he will stream the game at some point, and then I end up never playing the game again. And it's like, it's a self-defeating prophecy. I tell myself I need to stream it, but then I end up not streaming it, though I really do want to play it. I have no idea how to beat that. So I never finish Loopmancer, though I really want to. Jujutsu Kaisen is back in July. My God, put me to sleep. In a good way. Like aliens. I'm taking so much damage. I gotta chill and see what's going on. Because the archer's slinging arrows and I can't tell. I guess I should have gone for the archer first. All right, loot. Oops. Give me the loot. Mana cycle. Did we ever get the execute? We did. We have execute 2. Let's leave it on that. Though I think that one I sold was probably better than my other ones. This one reduces traps. This one's my artifact, so I couldn't get rid of it anyway. All right. What did everyone here think of CSM? Crap, this just showed up. What's CSM? If you don't mind me asking. Chainsaw Man. I did not see Chainsaw Man. If chat says it's legit, I will certainly believe you. We need some relic choices. Like I said, we're in anime waiting room right now. Just begging for something to hit the next season. Oh my god, the meteors are so good. The ring. I have passed every single ring I've seen the last 10 times I've played this game. So let's see if we can find some way to incorporate this. Ditch Fortify, I guess. All right, so this thing just gives me a bunch of stats. And stat equals good. See if we can get rid of the other one. Yo, Oathquake. Welcome, welcome. Oath, have you played the new patch? And Skul the Hero Slayer? I love taking damage and not knowing why. Alright, I might have to get rid of the healing cut. I can't seem to get back to 100% HP. Oh my god, I just blow stuff up. Holy crap. Magic attack power increases by 70%. Double effect when reassemble is active? What is that? It's wisdom. It's wisdom 2. Reassemble. Howling egg. Almost feel like I can't skip it. That's Mana Cycle 2. Artifact Wisdom. Crap. So now I'm taking double damage, so I gotta be really, really careful. That's your second life. So if you have your second life, it doubles. Magic attack power increases by 70%. Effect doubles when you die. Got it. That doesn't sound that bad. TBH. Like, hopefully by that point you can blow up the boss. You are taking double damage though. That's scary. Be really good if you had heirloom. Out of money. What happens when you have 3 omen items? Instant death when you get hit. It's pretty good. Permanent curse. Didn't know I wanted that. I need money so I can reset. Oh my god, the thing went an extra inch just to hit me. Any Dark Paladino fans in the chat? I really like playing this Skul. It's so fun. Like, look at that wave clear. Oh, Neko-chan. Oh, wow, that's a big hit. All right, Neko-chan. Hook me up. I want a big heal. All right, 15%. Let's see if it actually gives me shield. It gave me a 2 shield. That's awful. Like, look at that. It's so nice. Ooh, 62 shield. Which I then promptly lost because I'm taking double damage. That was a weird sound. Did y'all hear that ding? Oh, something dropped. All right. Yeah, so every time I've taken an Omen item, I've died. Just as a heads up. But I think the Omens I've been taking are not as strong as you would imagine. Where am I? Oh my god, it just bit me. Okay, so this fight now has little Orbeez that show up. Still full HP. I took a ton of hits there and I am somehow still full HP. No idea how that happened. Max HP here. All right. First time I fought Chimera, I got no hit with the Fairy Tail Oberon. Fighting a boss for the first time and you happen to get Oberon? That's some next level gameplay. Holy crap, I wish. Damage dealt to enemies with higher HP percent than you is amped, while damage dealt to enemies with lower HP is decreased. Upon entering the black market, restock for free up to 5 times, and then the price goes up. It's interesting, but I just lost a ton of money. Skill damage amp? It's probably the answer. And then I can't buff anything. Eventually we'll have to get rid of achievement. I should not need the healing, even though I'm taking double damage. I still don't have a no-hit for the second boss battle with Sis. Liurnia sisters. Are there achievements? I have 49 out of 62 achievements. I don't really achievement hunt in any games. Chat, do you all hunt for achievements? Outside of stuff like Vampire Survivors, where you're rewarded for getting the achievements? I feel strong. And I say that for now. I know it's not gonna last. I think it's just the meteors that are doing anything right now. You hunted Payday 2 achievements. Is Payday 2 the, did they just come out with the Payday where you got to create your own boss? So like the real game's not out yet. Instead, they came out with sort of a demo where you get to play with their character customization. Is that Payday? I have not played either game. That's something else, got it. I gotta swap these skills. Bone of Time. If that was Mana Bone, I would have definitely considered taking it. Sometimes I wish I don't hunt for achievements. Just got the egg achievement and luck be a landlord. Can you give me a spoiler on what the egg achievement is? So that way I know if I should work for it. Wow, goodbye map. I thought that was somebody else's. You know what's really good is most monsters are dying without me even touching them. You are balanced. Mana Bone. Mana Bone, Ditch, Water Skull. That's Wisdom. What's my other Wisdom? Wisdom Artifact. Crap, the egg's the other Wisdom. If I take this thing, I lose an artifact. Maybe I don't need the Mana Bone. It's just so good. Mage Necklace? Oh, that's only mana cycle. I thought everything in my kit was either artifact or wisdom at this point. All right. This is balance, this is power, so we'll swap out this to take this, and this is balance. Okay. And this gives me my iframes back too. I lost a bunch of bones because I upgraded that power skull. But we won't worry about that right now. This is now a Dark Paladino game. Eggs turn into chicks, then turn into chicken, and then the chicken has to lay an egg on the same turn? That's amazing. What a cool achievement that is. Oh my god, that thing did so much damage to me. Ooh, I've never seen this thing become an elite. Attack on Titan. Shout out to anyone who gets the reference. Second bone. Physical. Yeah, so we just had Luck Be a Landlord, where we got something like that. We had 3 hens, I think, an egg carton, which is like fantastic. All right, 83. I'm gonna end up needing 1 bone. That's so freaking bad. Get outplayed. Need 1 bone, Keck W. This streamer needs 1 bone, Keck W. Time to die? Show me ninja. Goodbye, chat. Which one's real? It's you! I hate it because I'll take damage and have no idea where I'm taking damage from. Ooh! Was that the execute? Oh, I'm running both execute and I'm running Kingslayer. So at 15%, they just die. And then execute at 30%, my damage is amped by a ton. Still really hurts. I just hate that fight. Oh my god, I got just enough bones. Sorry, I got distracted. You're back now. Welcome back, Alan. You're just in time for Dark Paladino. Yo, what a slick skill. Dark Pagadino. They're not wrong. How in the world do I get my HP back, though? Yeah, so games like this, people ask me for game recommendations, and it's a hard game, but I can't not recommend Skul the Hero Slayer. Like, the devs are just doing such good things. We need to farm money a little bit. I do damage, right? Of course I do. You didn't get frozen? Yo, you can feel that double damage. If I try Astral Ascent, I'm actually a big fan of Astral Ascent. I was gonna do that as our V try me today. I ended up not doing it because I gotta climb and Skul the Hero Slayer. But I am very much waiting on their patch. I know they just released one today, but they already have their next patch planned. Onigiri. Power. All right, besides legendaries, I don't think there's anything else for us to take. When you use this quintessence, the mana golem causes an explosion, knocking enemies in the air. We'll keep the freeze, I think. All right, looking good. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Astral Ascent is a lot closer to a Dead Cells than a Hades. It's basically a game where you try to come up with 4 weapons, just like in Dead Cells, sort of. But each weapon is like a card. They call them spells. But it's easier to think of it as a card in a 4-card deck that you rotate through. So for example, you might have a card that teleports you in, does damage, then you hit enemies around you, then maybe use another card that knocks them all away. And you put them in order before you start, like you're playing Yi Xiao. I make that joke as someone who has not played that game yet. Alright, I probably have to upgrade this skull. Oh my god, the meteors. Another one. When a critical hit lands, an arrow of death appears. Upon reaching 5 arrows of death deal damage according to the power. This is reduced by max HP by 50%. So we perhaps do not do that. Oh, these are both artifact execute. Wow. Swapping increases magic attack. I can't drop any artifact though, unfortunately. Hey V, when we get in a Spelunky stream? Warnopoly, as much as I would love to learn Spelunky, I'd be lying to you if I told you I would love to learn Spelunky. Okay. If I wasn't bad at the game, I would play it. But you see the dilemma there, right? Like, I have to already be good at the game to be willing to stream it. And that doesn't make a lot of sense. Wow, free 20 damage dealt to me. Good for you. You're a gamer. Guess I need this. Two bones left. Wait, do you even transform at 30? Hope you do. Twins? I don't think I've seen that before. I should have let the one on the ground stay and then open the other one. To try to manipulate the RNG. All right, boss time. It's kind of like Dead Cells mixed with Wizard of Legend. For Ashla Sin, I can agree with that. I'm just very, very bad at Wizard of Legend. So if I think of Wizard of Legend, I think I auto-lose Astral Ascent. I just need to think Dead Cells one step from Eden. That's how I win. Okay, so that's shielded. They're both shielded. No. Am I tripping? This was shielded, right? Maybe I just ignore the shields? There we go. What was she saying? Those were like old English curse words just then. Oh, you cannot stand there. If you stand there, you just eat all of these orbs. Because they spawn on your body. Crap. That entire platform's on fire. Is that the execute doing that? My God. As a reminder, I'm still taking double damage. 4 wisdom. It's not worth dropping something. Like, I'd have to drop either the ring or that's it. Ring is all I can drop. Wow. 4 wisdom over 6 artifact. So the issue with dropping 6 artifact is that the artifact is doing damage while I'm not doing anything. And I feel like against the stuff that's coming up soon, that's super valuable to me. Banshee. I wonder if Banshee charms the boss. Definitely not Phantom Magic. Compared to the freeze? I'm willing to try it. I don't know if it works or not. Alright. The boss doesn't give you that stacking damage taken debuff when you get hit, which I assume would have been considering the whole level was about that. Yeah, it's because the deep lore. Like, those things give you the debuff because they're affected by stuff. I assume that's what is happening. Coward on the final boss. Damage dealt to enemies within view is amped by 45%. Become invisible. Being hit cancels invisibility for 5 seconds, and your vision will narrow. Damage dealt to enemies within view is amped. I feel like I'm going to lose because of what I'm going to take. But I want to take this on the boss. Alright, we have the execute, we have the damage. I don't have enough money to ditch anything else. I mean, I do damage, like, kind of all around me. I don't really need to see that close, right? Level 2. That's 3, that's 2. Okay. Looking good, people, looking good. They could always reprogram it so that her dying removes the debuff. Explosion cleanse. That makes sense. Like, lore-wise, I think Joan is part of the problem. I just don't know if Joan is also afflicted like everybody else is on that biome. The power of the Dark Quartz. I have to rewatch some cutscenes to find out. I am broke. Oh, check the food? That'd be smart. 2 maps, so it doesn't even go into the next area. I'll do it just for the laugh. Ooh. That's my favorite skill on this champ. The R2 button, dash forward and then slash. So satisfying. Wait, did I get offered a spider and I didn't take it? Did I just skip the spider by mistake? Right. I did not mean to. I meant to actually upgrade my ice skull. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, the ice skull is really just there for the iframes. A little bit of relaxation. Remember, I'm taking double damage in this fight. I got hit. Lost my invincibility. Crap, I completely whiffed that. If I die, I deal extra damage too. That hits behind? Please die. I can't see. What do y'all think? Is the charm working or no? He's charmed. I got hit so many times during that. All right, so we have to go through all of next phase off essentially my revive. Music's so good here. I got hit. The music! I died. What a clean attack. I think I lost though. So I'm dealing 70%, no, like 140% extra damage. I thought it was over. Oh my god, that's awful. So the way how I played that out, obviously there's a bunch of lines everywhere. I went forward because I know that I have my ice skull coming up. Change it to ice stance, saw the lines. I was like, okay, it's safe now because the damage has already been dealt. So I tried to pop out of it, but I guess the lines are always doing damage. Not just like the one slash, it's just like, it's a web basically. That sucks. Time check. 10:24. So what do you all think the death was? Was it the Omen? Omen did protect me from, not Omen, I'm sorry, Coward. Coward did protect me from a couple hits. Like the only reason the light comes down is because it protected you. But then Omen is make me take double damage. It increased my damage, but I feel like it didn't increase all that much. Double sounds like a big number. Double damage taken for me, not double for the enemy. They take only 70%. It's when I die, do they then take more than I do. Wow, evil game. But still, like, I enjoyed myself. 50 minutes to get to that point. We don't unlock anything. This new mode, like you get a boss cell every time you win, and then that also does stuff. Oh, okay, so you all are saying that it's 140 while you are alive, and once you die, it actually lowers to 70%. That sounds worse. Obviously, if you play well, then it's not an issue. And technically, like, it's still 70% even after you lost your life. As long as it's on the final boss, it's not that bad. And technically, you can take it off if you need to. So, like, if you died in a biome, now it's only giving you 70%, so you have to swap it with something else that's not an Omen. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. 50 minutes to do a run. 10:26 now. We'll run it back. I would typically end, but now I'm not salty. But I certainly wanted to see a dub there. Playing Sun Wukong. I can play Sun Wukong all the way until like one boss. And then I have to swap off. Because after that it's a loss. Oh my god, Rock City. Look at all these. Like, I love the thematic of Sun Wukong. I hate actually playing it. I'll just spin to win and then die mid-spin. But yeah, big thanks to everyone contributing for that potential victory. It may be where I should not take any omens. Like, until I get, like, super deep. Like, the build is actually busted if you take the omen. Just a generic percent up. Maybe that's not the right hit. You gotta do better. It's just so tempting. Like, I don't know about you all. I see big number, I take big number. Oh, wow. When using a basic attack, ominous thorns rise from the ground ahead, inflicting physical damage. That sounds like something I want. We just need a physical attacker. Now we're taking double damage again. Didn't I just say that this is a problem? It's only like a cooldown. It's not salt, it's well seasoned. Thank you for the kind words. Making me feel better about trolling myself. Oh wow, enemies can't even walk through it? I don't know if you need rapidity then. I thought maybe this was an attack speed build, but it definitely is on a 4-second cooldown. I wonder if it can crit. That'd be fun if it can. I just want to see. Is that so much to ask for? Oh. Ah, he ignored it. Ooh. Why? I just straight this. What do y'all think about the thorns? Are the thorns legit? Are the thorns legit or are they a scam? Rider? This is an easy way to take some damage. Not much of an auto attacker, right? Strike Rider? Yeah, that sounds wrong, I feel. Like, just never press the L2 button. It's pretty good. Auto attack motorcycle build. don't. Oh, I completely whiffed. It'd be cool if I could reduce the cooldown on that. Does anyone know, is there like an arms item that reduces the cooldown on, I guess, usable items? That sounds like it exists. I can't confirm for sure. Oh my god, 20 damage. All right, I'm getting destroyed. Jeez. What in the world? This seems good so far. Thank you for making me feel better. V, this is hot garbage, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I like that monsters walking into it seem to get hit by it. That's pretty nice. Slam, poke. I think I wouldn't mind poke. Which one's this? I think that's poke. Probably not keeping this skull anyway. Chance to inflict poison. So we want bleed and we want arms. Or we get nothing. Very, very possible. This is worth more than Wukong, right? Maybe I just take this so I can sell it later. Do the econ choice. Oh my god. I mean, he kind of slaps. Just to say that. Not again. What if I get the omen? Duplicated. Or maybe we do like Speedy was saying, if we don't open that and it stays captured, maybe there's a world where it shows up again. Oh, I should have swapped back. I wasn't thinking. I could swap back and then get all the money. That was the play. Double omen prage. Oh my god, that's all my health. Is the whole point that you try to scale for HP? I don't know about that one, folks. Okay. So hear me out. I think I can drop this. I can only destroy it. God. There's no way that does double damage. Traps do double damage. It has to. This is so bad. What are you talking about? There's a new skull, or are you referring to the update? I'm referring to the update. But it does feel like, to me, a brand new game. Honestly, if they made this the base game, all the Dark Mirror stuff, and got rid of the base game entirely, I'd almost prefer that. Oh my god. Okay. I'm feeling this one. There's 4 down here? Wait, why is this one missing? $55. Rich. $20? $35, we're fine, we're fine. I don't think these deal double damage. Did it? Winnable. Foolish and large, the great key has arrived to open. Watch it be trash. Watch it be absolute junk. Amplify damage by 400%, but you do bleed. We do be bleeding though. Holy crap. We're back in the game. Bleed build incoming. Plus the curse. Maybe we can go heritage or something so I don't take as much damage. Maybe that's what you do. You get bleed and then defense. Yo, again, anyone who plays games like this and you're winning consistently, shoutouts to you. Like, that's incredible. I was gonna say, I'm gonna waste my summon. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, if there was a day that someone asked me to do a gauntlet and choose nothing but the games I'm gonna have like a 100% win rate on, that's a heritage. Mana Cycle. Like, I would love to put this game in that rotation. Oh, yeah. All day. We'll do Skul the Hero Slayer, Dead Cells, Hades. Maybe One Step. Turn physical damage into magic damage and magic damage into physical damage. Bone Fragment Acquisition up, Gold Acquisition down. That's super interesting, but I already got a bunch of gold just now. All right, so we got World Seed, so I'm gonna take that. And then King Slayer. We should be good. I owe all the Beals, like 200 hours in this game. I tried to watch Beals do a, like the normal mode final boss. Like an overlook of its attacks. Like just a lot of dodging. Telling you like what to do when certain attacks come up. It was extremely helpful, but now I never have to fight that boss again, unless something changes later. Oh my god, I just ate so much damage. Yeah, you have to die. I'd like to get rid of my L2. The back step is super annoying. The R2 is sick. Like, I think the R2 is best in class. Like getting over it all over again. Bills is the skull, but V is the dead cells. Yeah, and I try to do my research. Like, just like with any other streamer, like, I love watching to learn how to do stuff. Let alone just the entertainment. Like, I want to see how to get better. Like that. That's not a get good at all. Goodbye. Oh, come on. All right, I assure you, the alchemist is not here to stay. It still took damage during the backstep. Maid-sama? Dragon Maid? Look at them dishes. Just wasteful. I really, really don't want to lose my revive this early in the game. Another one transformed? Ooh, that was clean. Okay, I might swap just to get rid of the L2. I love the R2 button. Just let me keep the R2 and take the other thing from me, and I'll be happy. That's multi-stab and dash. We can do better. It just reversed it. Okay. That's fine. As a reminder, I'm taking double damage. If you can't tell. Just in case. Bleed Fortress? Not the best bleed we can hope for. Gunpowder. This is good, right? I think people say never pass gunpowder. Malaise. Is there malaise in this game? Could be for the new update and we just haven't seen it yet. You're taking double damage, so take less damage than you? No, trust me, like, I feel like everyone's a pro in Skul the Hero Slayer except for me. Oh, I don't have money. It's like, what in the world? Give me my stuff. Kid just stole from me. Ooh, that Korean? Oh my god, alright game, alright, I see what you're doing. Sure. Do I have strike in the kit? That's my arms. That's 35 HP. And my heritage. which I feel like I need because I'm taking double damage. Does Heritage still work? Quintessence cooldown. I thought Heritage was the one that ignores the first hit that you take. So we go to 154. 105. Wow, I'm actually losing HP. Current HP. That's funny. All right, what you got, kid? Oop, sorry for the rip ears, everybody. Oh, heirloom, that's what it is. All right, we're back in the game. It's like nothing ever happened. Three arms, 3 bleed. Kid, I'd love to help you. I really do. Think you're SOL. That's bleed. Bleed and heritage. Why do I keep wanting heritage? I don't. That's arms. Feel like you want the bleed ASAP. And we will eventually get everything else. So I really wanted this C to work out. Is Sun and Moon good? It is. It's like a giant damage nuke on the screen. But I'm gonna have to wait. Good damage. Shine. I can do that too, buddy. Okay. Now I feel like we're getting somewhere. Shut up. Get out of here. Give me the money. Oh, look at the heals. Mine? We don't want that. Though the HP, oh, it's only 5. Never mind. So I can do like all of this part. Oh, I should have swapped the alchemist. I keep forgetting that. If we see a cheap skull, anything physical, just swap off the alchemist. Thread the needle. Ooh. Carved up like a French turkey. I always wonder, so there are countries that do just serve turkey during the holiday season. But I wonder how many. And like, is it a wholly, like, we're doing this because it's an international holiday thing? Or like, oh yes, we've always done this in our country. We've always ate turkeys in November. It has nothing to do with America. Hello? I'm sure it's also a very American thing to think that, of course, the other countries are doing it because we're doing it. All right, what do we want? We want arms. Arms and heirloom would be really nice. New bleed. Defeating 5 enemies restores 1 HP and inflicts a vampire stake. Why do I keep getting heritage? I think more wild birds are more popular. Goose, pheasant, etc. Things that you have to actually go out and hunt. And not raised in the barn. Though, to be fair, we have a lot of wild turkeys around here. So there probably is a chance that you can go and hunt them. If it's legal. Useless. I mean, it's not like completely useless. I just love actual synergy one of these days. I think that's too much to ask for. Maid-sama. No, Black Butler. I took 50 damage from that shopping cart. How y'all feel about that? 50 damage shopping cart, is that legit? Wouldn't wish that upon anybody. Okay, so I shall swap. Let's do it now before I forget. I really like Genie. I don't know if it's meta. I don't know where Genie is on the Beals tier list. But I've never had a Genie game that I regret taking it. Oh my god. As soon as I think I got some HP. Is one of his personal favorites. That's legit. Is this kid okay? No, he's possessed. We had help. We had to save him, chat. A little bit more. We can see the silver lining. Silver lining is an upgraded bleed skull. The one that we're using right now. And then a little bit of protection a la Mirage. Eggman. Let's get the no hit. I used to be able to style on this fight. This 2BC version is nasty. I whiffed. Oh, I thought I had more iframes than that. Yeah, I cannot do that with no damage taken. I wish I could tell you why. I might just be boosted. See, that's what I expected the final boss to do. Is that I would just get out of it with the iframes. Nice. Okay. That's what we like to see. I gotta find a way to get to like the final difficulty in Skul the Hero Slayer. Not that I don't mind climbing up in any game, I just feel bad. When you use this quintessence, the weapon master shoots forth countless number of weapons. Think I take it? Well, to be fair, I'd love to start getting some max HP at some point. Alright. Basic attack damage amped. If you fail to deal damage to an enemy through a basic attack within 1 second of a basic attack, current HP will decrease by 2. I don't know when you ever take that. I think I could go lethal speed. Stack the bleeds. Blah, 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 blah. All right. I like the story of this. Again, the devs said they don't want to just buff the numbers for hard mode. They wanted to make it an actual fully fleshed out thing. I feel like they did a really good job of that. Hello? Oh, you were up top? Oh, I'm full now. I'm not used to being full. If you start a fight without using specials, you better end it without using specials. Is that what that means? Just don't ever use your skills and you'll be fine. Copium. I almost feel like this skull can do that. At least I want to believe it can. Are you dead? You're not dead? I'll just hang over here, where it's nice and safe. Fair. Oh my god, I lost half my HP. Trying to go back for this 1 health pot. I'm never getting the Diamond Division in Skul the Hero Slayer. It's too hard. That stun. Arms chase. Like, I'd love to get in arms that actually does something else for me. Is that not reasonable? Solar Sword came back. I passed on that earlier. I think the game's trying to tell me something. None of there's anything to swap in because I'm running this. Rapidity. That's my bleed. Bleed. I don't know if I can reach the arms level that I want to be at without losing something. Seems like it's not possible. Restore HP. If your current HP is lower, slowly restore it. Feel like I'm getting bodied in these biomes. Now you can't use specials, but you can't stop using basic attacks. Got it, got it. Yo, King Seeker, good to see you. King, is this like right around the time you get home? I noticed that like these later sessions are typically when you are around, and obviously like being around at any point is awesome. I'm just curious to know, is this like your prime time? Gotta be really careful with this thing. Okay, you know what? Oh my god! I was about to say screw these. Oh, still alive, are you? Get home earlier. Usually a good time to start watching. Got it, got it. I just know a few people, they work, let's say, second shift. So like right around the time you get home is like 8 p.m. or something, 9 p.m. Unwind for a little bit, and then sit back for some twitch.tv. Of course. Of course, you would be the elite. Okay. Take out you. This is tough. Like, taking double damage, I think, is really, really nasty. And like, when you're playing Dead Cells, like, we're often taking 4 times damage taken and stuff like that. And it's because all the monsters get blown up. And like, maybe this blows them up eventually, but definitely we haven't seen it yet. Thank you. We're almost there, just a few more bones, people. I keep hitting my microphone because it's like, it's a new boom arm. Okay, Archer first. I was about to say, where's the ninja? I'm trying to be incredibly patient right now. I'm not sure if you all can tell. Oh my god, the swords explode? Okay, not the fastest we've done. Teleport. Kunai. Oh, wow. All right, we need major hookups right now. You're a great stream to end the day. Thank you, King Seeker. I appreciate the kind words. Seeing this an awful lot. Yo, big heals. Magic. Not enough bones to transform. Little odd to take HP, but if you're taking the double damage to the end of the game, and why are we doing this again? Because it's an arms physical damage thorn. I don't know if this thing's all that good. I think we're missing like a ton of physical damage that actually makes that matter. That looked good. Sloink. Love that slime. It's a good enemy. I just wish I blew it up. Oh my god. You all see the positioning of that poison? The freaking god gamer right there. Alright, so this is our bones. So now I'm really glad I took the HP. Oh, of course it's you. Of course! You're in the lead. Patience. That's the name of the game right now. Alright, then we split. Wow, this thing's coming home with me. What in the world? I think that's what we're missing. There's like no hit stun on a lot of this stuff. Like, it's tanky, but then also, it doesn't get stunned, rejected by my hits. You all kind of get what I mean? Enemies you dash into receive a mark. Attack made on a marked enemy is a crit. There's like no space for this. Like, it's good. You think about the boss, obviously you're dashing into bosses all the time. Swap here. Okay, so that was... We still have the bleed 4. We just need to farm money now. Ooh. Angie. Having to wait opportunity cost sucks for you? You mean in this game? Just trying to pick the right thing for the right time? Some people actually enjoy that part. Like, that is the whole game for them. Not bad. Oh, that was it? Doomsday. Brawl execute, still not what we need, but I think it activates my pot of greed soon. I might be getting rid of the sword. I don't know if this is doing anything at all for me, besides making me mad. Is that wrong? It is in arms. Let me just make sure it doesn't also count as a legendary. I thought we were avoiding omens this run. Not when I want to be good at the game. That puts us at arms 2. I just don't think it's doing anything at all. Like the little thorn attack looks cool, but we're missing something to make it really pop. Physical attack and magic attack up, a sun and moon. It's interesting. If we get solar sword, this is going to be good. Where does it go? Using a skill increases attack speed. It's gotta replace this thing. Oh, that's my doomsday. I was like, what is going on right now? Chat, I'm all over the place. Like, I wish I could tell you what's right and what's wrong. For all I know, everything's wrong. Every choice that I've made today is the wrong choice. Don't listen to a single one of them. You can definitely feel that attack speed loss. My doomsday. Amazing. RNG time. I'm not feeling super good about any decision. All I know is I have 4 bleed, and usually when you have 4 bleed, the game's over. Ending credits start rolling. Doomsday. Chat, I would love to not get hit. Believe me. Where's our damage? Oh, we're freaking dead. All right, that's a death. I thought maybe I could use Genie iframes to not get tagged there, but I just lost a life. You only need 1 though. Balrog is death. Fortress Sword, more max HP. Arms bleed. Okay, finally we got something we actually need. So that's this. We don't need the heal. I mean, famous last words. We don't need the heal. Okay. You threw the damage away for Doomsday. Oh my god, it's gonna kill him. Skill damage amp. Upon dealing skill damage, you take damage if you hit the enemy with the skill. Skill casting speed increases, basic attack casting speed down. Interesting. Alright, so... get that. And then upgrade... our upgrades don't seem super great. Alright, so the plan here is to level up, and then hopefully I will be able to pop everything. Yo, Grunder, have a good night. That's for my pot of greed. Okay, so 4 bleed, 4 arms. How do I get this? I think I have to drop my omen because I actually don't have a slot to even get... well, okay. If I got the moon, it would just transform anyway. Apocalypse is not arms. There's a world where you ditch the apocalypse if you really, really want to keep the omen. Like, really, really. Okay, hear me out. I'm not trolling. I'm really not trolling. I 100% plan for the lunar ring to show up. There's no way. Absolutely no way. Attack one Titan. Yeah, honestly, whenever I play games like this, be it Dead Cells, Warm Snow, Skull the Euro Slayer, I'm mostly just trying to move the needle. I just test out what can I actually do in this game, compared to, oh, let me get exactly what I know will win. Like, I won't know what I won't know until we try it. Oh my god. What a terrible fight. You're still alive down there? No. It's really weird. Thank you. Useless. I thought for sure I saw more orbs come up, which horrified me. Alright, we need Lunar Ring and we need it bad. Like, I think I know Lunar Ring when I see it, so I don't think I need to look at any of this stuff. Explosive Arrow. No, we don't have space. No Solar Sword? Oh, yeah. Either one, you're right. I keep thinking that it has to be Lunar Ring. Oh my god, I got stunned and hit for 34 damage. Yeah, I'm not used to having a different... ooh. Source? So, I did not free this slime earlier, and it actually showed up again. It stayed in the cage, and they moved the baby cage to this area. I think I sell Kindlestick. We'll lose arms, but I will gladly take Even this one's kind of bad. I'll take basically anything. Even the second Shard of Darkness. I don't know if that actually works. All right, hook me up, kid. Hook me up, fam. What you got? This gotta be good. Come on, I deserve this. I've been working hard. It's the second Omen Shard. It transformed. Physical attack increased by 150% upon receiving fatal damage. Restore 1 HP to survive death and become invincible. This effect will not be triggered again until 50 enemies die. Each time this effect is activated, increase your stats. Huh. But my max HP got dunked. I'm at 83 max HP. What do y'all think about this? Is this legit? Is this good? 50 enemies? Shoot, I still feel like I don't kill fast enough. Like, how is that not dead? 50's not that many in this game. I could see that. Should probably look for skulls. Replace the genie. Freaking cannon fire coming from? I absolutely need that. Okay, my quintessence, very strong. Another one. If I get this, I will die in one hit. Despair the Omen Elemental. It's a fairy tale thing. 4 arms. Genie replacement, maybe. My God, I hate these two enemies. We're rich. All right, chat. Calling it here. It's gonna be Ninja, and Ninja's gonna kill me. It's Archer. That's almost worse. Honestly, it's just the tracking on some of her attacks is like super aggressive. Crap. There it is. That's our first revive. Technically my second revive. Now we need to kill 50 enemies to get it back. And I'm boosted. Oh my God. Oh no. Another revive, though? I can't drop anything. Susanoo's 30 HP. We're up to 90 HP now. Did I really get 90 HP or did I get 15 HP? Mistakes have been made? Of course! Oh my god, my Quint's so strong. Like, it's legit as good as Susanoo, in my opinion. I need 9 more enemies to revive. Oh no, I might actually die here. Yo, you thought I was gonna survive. Is there anything I can kill? Oh. Okay. What I will say is that it's actually very entertaining. The fact that it doubled the Omen is wild to me. Because now I have dunked my HP in half. Which is interesting, because I had only the one Omen. I know I technically got 2, they transformed into 1, but according to the game, I still had 2, it seemed. Or else my health wouldn't have been cut in half. And then the idea that you can get the revive back if you find good monsters. But what if you don't? What if you find the best elite in the whole game, the Giga Assassin? And then when you go past, okay, I can't fight this thing. I'm just gonna go kill something else. Priestesses that are all protected. It's like Promenade all over again. Every monster is shielded. The bottom monster is basically a final boss. And then past them is like a row of plebs. That's where you want to get to. But then bullet hell coming up from the bottom. Again, that's if I didn't throw the build, that would have been perfectly fine. Obviously, we're just trying out stuff for fun. Would I do that again? Sure, I would. I would probably pick this again. It won't be tonight. We're gonna be ending the stream. I'm not tilted, by the way, not tilted. I just feel like that's a good one to end on, if you ask me. What's up, VeeDot? What's good, my guy? Games. Games are good. Skul the Hero Slayer, good. Luck be a Landlord, good. Tomorrow we're doing... Oh, what's on the agenda for tomorrow? I think we have a Dead Cells viewer build tomorrow, so that is good. As well as Wholesome vs. Live, which is what? Element TD and then West Hunt, which are both good. So everything game-wise is fantastic. Honestly, I have a blast every time I stream. And big thank you to you all who, you know, tune in for each and every one of these. Definitely can't do the streams without you, the viewer. I might have to play Skul offline. Not tilted. All I'm saying is that when you die like that, all I personally want to do is do that same thing again and not screw it up. It's a very weird place to be. Obviously, I can't stream for 12 hours straight. But if I had infinite time, I would load up another run and do the exact same thing. Pick Bleed Skull and pray that that same omen shows up. Anyway, we gotta end it though. It's been a fantastic night that I spent with you all. Perfectionist is more so like I want to look cool. Like it would be so cool to actually get that off. Name of the YouTube thumbnail. I have no HP and every time I die in Skul the Hero Slayer, I get stronger. That's a long title. We'll have to figure it out. Either way though, I loved it. We gotta end the stream though. Holy crap. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. Several 100,000 million. Actually, I think there are 69,000 partner Twitch channels on Twitch. You decided to spend your time here. I do appreciate that very, very much. We will be doing a classic Ender screen today. Tomorrow, maybe I do some League of Legends. Ranked season. Maybe I save it for Saturday. Maybe it's V Try Me for Tuesday. I don't know. What's gonna suck is if I actually do well in my placements. And that's only gonna make me want to play the game more. We'll have to see. Either way, thank you all for the bits, follows, subs, raids coming through as well. Appreciate each and every one of you. Definitely want you all to have a good night, good day, good evening, good whatever, wherever you are. Follow me on socials, Twitter, Discord, TikTok, YouTube videos every single week. YouTube.com/@VeeDotMe. It's really weird URL. But either way, you all have a good one, and I will catch you on the Wednesday stream. Good night, everybody.